with the inimitable Byron Allen Black. I finally got him. Byron, how you doing?
Well, it's about 6:30 p.m. I'm 12 hours ahead of you, behind you, whatever. And it's been a very slow day at home, all day in the studio. What is it? Cyber office. I'm working from home.
Anyway, everything looks good. We had some glitches, but now we're finally connected. I want to, don't move, stay where you are. We finally got you. We want to keep you here. So now, do you have anything to say either to the world or to our brothers and sisters, either inside or outside the Sri Chinmoy Center? What's the word from Byron Black today?
The single thing which has come up over the years, time and that is always there. The guide is there, and the guide does not make itself obstreperous.
The bad news, Byron, is that you're cracking up, and I heard obstreperous and guide, but not much else. So I don't know about this connection. Do you want to try to do Skype or something?
A given moment. And during my time with the center, which followed a number of interesting experiences. For one thing, before I came with Sri Chinmoy, I was involved with a baul. You know what the bauls?
Yes, the bauls.
And I had this pal/guru. He wasn't like a real guru, but he was a guru, named Ashok Sarkar, alias Ashok Fokir, who was a kind of P.T. Barnum. He had been with Ralph Metzner and that gang, Leary, in California, and been deported, but somehow got into Canada. Wife, who was kind of an Indian maniac, middle class. She didn't want anything to do with this crazy dope smoking religious. But the bauls are essentially like gypsies. Ashok was stoned on grass most of the time and spent much of his energy trying to score more grass, which is, you know, which was fine at the time. I wasn't smoking that much, but he obviously had something there that transmitted to me, but it was a case of caveat emptor, because with the baul guru, you can't take him too seriously somehow. So you have to be like a pal, but a careful pal and a discriminating pal. And when I came into the Sri Chinmoy orbit, that was a very interesting experience that I wrote up in detail in a very painful, personal way. I mean, and I sent this to Terra Australia, which was a waste of energy because he then analyzes and puts it into little boxes. Misses the point of this. I like this guy who was a wild hippie, and he and I went out one evening to a house that he had access to in the Delta below Vancouver. The big house, empty, nobody there but us. And we both dropped acid. And I was sort of thinking that it might develop romantically, but the thing is, when you're on acid, you don't think about romance. I had been peripherally involved. I had the transcendental picture. And that evening, when I was very high on acid, this guy was in the bathtub playing a flute. I remember that I could hear the flute in the water. I stared into the picture, and immediately the vastness opened right up, 180 degrees, as it were, and the forehead opened up to this sense of infinity. And the face of Chinmoy changed into a very, very sweet expression that I've never seen in him live, I have to say. And that single fact convinced me that I should be going with this guy, that I should join the center. That was the last time I ever did acid. I think I never smoked dope again either, really, not really. And I went into the center with Prashanata and these people, but I had been with ISKCON as a fellow.
We're losing you.
The Hare Krishna temple in Tokyo. I had been involved in a very peripheral way with Zen in Japan. I went to Eiheiji, but it wasn't anything serious. Anyway, when I came into Chinmoy, it was 1972, October the 23rd, and I was very serious about it. But at the same time, I was 31 years old, sexually active. I had a mind of my own. And all through these 40-odd years, I have maintained a distance. And for a long time, I blamed myself for that, thinking, you know, I'm too much the careful shopper. I'm too much the lurker. But then in recent months, I realized what it was something else. I was taking what the man had to offer, but I wasn't taking it whole cloth. I wasn't taking the whole shot. I probably sensed at some point there was a duplicity involved. And the older I get, the more I think this realm of samsara has just got gauzy layers of lying and duplicity and insincerity and fantasy, which of course is very, you know, it's part of Hindu philosophy that Maya is essentially trickery. Krishna is a trickster, but tricksters. The Abrahamic religion is not supposed to be that way. Religions, what I call the desert death cults.
Yeah, that's a good name for them, the desert death cults. Exactly.
And they're gonna take us down the drain. They're gonna take us into nuclear war, environmental destruction, overpopulation, the whole shitaroo. Anyway, sorry to get off on that. So I got involved very seriously, and then I was accepted. We fast forward to 1980, and I was hired to go teach video production in Japan, in Osaka, through my art connections. And while I was there, I've been trying to remember the details of how how seekers contacted me about forming a center in Osaka. But I can't remember how it came. It was very open and very sincere seekers. The problem with the Japanese, of course, is that the Japanese are born and grow up in a very tight, narrow-minded, brainwashed mentality, and which everything is divided into that which is Japanese and that which is superior, inferior, superior. It's a peculiar imbalance. The gaijin in Japan is the honored guest, but you're also something of a beast from planet X. You are the awkward member of society who doesn't really fit in, who probably smells bad and is too big and hulking and too hairy. And they're always reminding you, you can be in Japan for 50 years, speak Japanese, but they will not accept you. You're always going to, oh, you use chopsticks better than Japanese, ho, 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 which is to say they're always reminding you you don't fit in. So this was where I was in regard to the center. I was the facilitator who tried to get the thing going, and then this bitch wife of Santana shows up and immediately says, Mr. Byron is not leading the center. Okay. I never pretended to lead the center. I didn't like her. Urmila. Didn't care for her at all.
Wait, who was that? Who?
Urmila. Urmila.
Urmila. Okay, yeah. Devi Santana. Right. And so wait, what did she say again?
Well, no, she made it very clear. Byron is not running the center, as though I was trying to be the head of the center, and I wasn't. And she had no idea. She had obviously been instructed by Mr. Big to go over there and straighten things out.
Oh, I get it. Okay. And she was over there because she was on tour with Santana? We keep losing you, Byron. You better get to the Alo Devi story.
I'm getting in right now, but Alo shows up with her handler to arrange a Christmas trip, and I clear the decks. I'm ready to do anything I can to help with the Christmas trip, and I have a good job. I have some money. I'm ready to help out what I can. But she is from the beginning irascible. It has to be like this and like this, and I want a beach. I want a beach for the disciples to play and have fun in the sunshine. In late December, all you got to do is to open up the encyclopedia and look. Japan is a northern country. Japan is way up north in a high latitude, and in December there is no warm beach. Maybe if you go south to Okinawa, but I would think even there it's probably not that warm.
Byron, stop right now. You're in your mind and you're not in your heart. If you were in your heart, you would have known that it could be warm in December. These people didn't, Guru and Alo didn't care about the outer
You're breaking up.
But whatever they wanted, that's all they wanted. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I missed that. You broke up. Say again.
You're breaking up too, so I'm just going to let you tell the Alo Devi story, and I'm not going to interrupt. Sorry about that. Alo Devi.
So, every point is like, you're being disobedient. You're not doing what I want to do. And I'm saying, I'm trying my best. I'll help you however I can. But December is not warm on the beach in Japan. You're not trying to help us. Meanwhile, her handler is like, she is sympathizing with me and sort of like, this is how she is. And I keep thinking, is this part here? And I didn't feel emotional about it. It just went, but it was a very negative emotion that she was putting out, and frustrated. And for example, we got into a car, went down to find a beach. This is about October, already getting cold. We stopped to ask directions. When you approach a place or a person to ask directions in Japan politely, you don't just barge in and say, "Where's so-and-so?" You have to say, "Excuse me, may I please ask a question? May I ask where?" And then I started this in the Japanese language. And then Alo butts in and says, "What are you talking about? You're not helping. You're being disobedient again."
Oh,
God. And the retrospect, it was obviously a case of mental illness. I mean, the lady is basically a nutcase.
Not all the time. She was a nutcase.
A fruitcake, a nutcase.
A nutcase.
Not all the time, but in this particular situation where she was trying to do the impossible. And if we didn't agree on doing the impossible, you were not being a good disciple.
Oh, God.
But what's funny is later when we met in New York, we seemed to have a kind of entente that we wouldn't have had if she had not put me through that birth of fire. At the end of all this, at the end of the trip, at the end of this frustrating trip, where there was no beach in December, and she had to get it through her thick skull that it was not going to happen, she says to me, not by way of apology, by no means, the mother of the universe, are you nuts? But well, I've always been humiliated as a woman. I've always been put down. I never had my own way with things, and so I have to express myself. I'm paraphrasing, all right?
That's what the mother of the universe is saying to you? She was not respected as a woman or something like that?
At the very, very end of the trip, I think she had to cover.
You're breaking up. Oh, and this is so good.
especially when you are outside of the sort of fixed marriage, tourism, a company meeting. You're asking for something like several hundred young people to come together for a session. It's a major deal in Japan, which we tried very hard to facilitate. But I was the English speaker, and so I got the brunt of the action, and it was interesting. I understand that there were disciples who were driving a car when she and Guru were in the back seat screaming obscenities back and forth. Is that right? I mean, real foul language.
Wait. What happened in the back seat?
That she and Guru were quarreling, but using very salty sailor language.
Like what?
To each other.
Like what?
Keep out of my fucking face. Yeah. Ah, you shithead, you don't know anything. No. This is, you haven't heard this before?
No.
And some disciples driving the car pretending not to listen to this. I'm sure that Guru was not as good with the salty language as Alo, because his English was not not up to that standard. But apparently it was quite.
This is too bad we're not getting this whole story without all these breaks and glitches, but we got some great snippets, and I think it just goes to show that Divine Mother of the Universe or not, Alo can get pretty down and dirty with the language, and Guru too. So they were fighting with each other, they were cursing at each other. I mean, that's not so horrible actually, but in light of all the pretense that went on.
These big Koresh, these Jim Jones types in there who took over and ran it like a Hitlerian organization. I wouldn't be surprised if the Sri Chinmoy Center wouldn't go the same way. You're going to have a new Führer come up, huh?
Well, who knows?
Or Politburo. It's a Politburo right now, right?
Yeah, well, we don't know what's going on right now. The committee, we don't know who's running the show. But anyway, I can't imagine this thing the Sri Chinmoy Center becoming a very key player in the whole spiritual.
Oh, you're breaking up. Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
You know what? We're both breaking up. Let's. We got some good snippets. I'll try to edit it down, but. So final word, Byron. Final word, and let's see your monkey. Show me your monkey.
Just hang on a second.
Okay, we're going to see Byron's monkey, and then we're going to go. I'm going to edit this thing out at some point.
It's 7 o'clock.
Okay, here's Gary in New York. Come on, he's pissing. Say bye. We're 12 time zones away. Say so long. He's pissed all over me, all over the floor.
Oh, what cute!
Yeah, he
cute
wanted to scare my monkey.
Cute monkey.
He's very cute. Wait. But right now, for some reason, it's no deal, Lucille. Check it later.
Okay. All right. Well, we got some.
Copy later. I should say copy later.
All right. All right. So that was Byron. Wild guy. Love him. We got to get him on a better connection at some point. All right. That's it. Byron Black, everybody. I'll see you on the board. I can't stop posting. I'm sorry.